Always appreciate racing close to home.
And it's time now for today's starting grid, brought to you by Tree. Let's hear from the first 5 rows.
Chase Elliott, Dawsonville, Georgia.
Kyle Busch, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Denny Hamlin, Chesterfield, Virginia. Christopher Bell, Norman, Oklahoma.
Martin Truex Jr., Mayetta, New Jersey.
Kyle Larson, Elk Grove, California.
Tyler Reddick, Corning, California.
Kurt Busch, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Ross Chastain, Alva, Florida.
Joey Logano, Middletown, Connecticut.
Back at row 6, Chase Briscoe coming off a career best finish at Road America, finishing 6th alongside Matt DiBenedetto.
Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher make up row 9. Kevin Harvick, he's won 2 of the last 4 Atlanta races. Work cut out for him. He's starting back in row 11.
Daniel Suarez behind him in row 14. Justin Haley starts 28th. And Jeff, let's see if we can chat with Austin Dillon.
Hey, Austin, it's the guys up in the booth. You with us?
Yeah, Jeff, how's it going, guys?
It's going great up here. Yesterday, last minute, you found out you're going to drive that Xfinity car. What did you learn that you can apply today?
I was actually pretty impressed with the grip level. You know, as hot as it was yesterday, we still had some grip up on the track. And I know these cars put down a lot of rubber, and we'll just be moving around to try and find that speed. But this is a fun racetrack. Excited to see it getting repaved, but we want to enjoy this day as best we can with our Tree Chevy.
Austin, you guys had a good year. Going into the day, though, I'm curious, do you prefer the bottom or the top, or just wherever you got to go?
I think it's kind of wherever you got to go on these restarts, and then obviously I feel like 1 and 2, the top stays pretty strong, but you can kind of conserve your tires running that low line against the apron.
All right, buddy, good luck today. Have fun.
Thanks, Jeff.
Really fortunate to have Tree giving us this ride today. Austin Dillon going to do a good job.
A few more updates from pit road. Let's go to Marty.
And riding on board with the hometown sponsor, Coca-Cola, who's going to bring in these views from Ryan Newman's race car. Talked to Ryan right before the race, and he said, you know, honestly, of the 550 races left at the intermediate tracks, this is the one we feel best about. The tire fall off will be a factor today, and because that's going to be a factor, I think that's to our strength. We'll get to watch Ryan Newman all day long on the Coca-Cola onboard, Dylan.
And Marty, we've talked about the strength of the Hendrick cars. You get a look here at the Advanced Auto Parts onboard. This 12 bunch, Ryan Blaney, they of course spoiled a dominating day for Kyle Larson here in the spring. Stole away that victory in the closing laps. Been a little bit of an up and down season for them lately, but a hot, slick day at Atlanta is just what the doctor ordered. They like their chances to grab another W today, Marty.
Dylan, Denny Hamlin will have the offer pad onboard camera. And yes, if you ride on board with the roof camera, yes, that is Denny's face looking back at you. A very different and unique paint scheme for offer pad this weekend. Chatted with Denny just a moment ago, and he said, hey, listen, we left here with a slew of notes after a top 5 finish in March, knowing that we can come back and be better. I said, can you beat the Hendrick cars today? He told me, absolutely, yes, we can. Dave?
Different and unique describes the way Chase Elliott's car looks today too, Marty. The folks from A-Shock sponsoring the onboard camera here, but the color of the car, black and red, very different from the blue, white, and yellow that is traditional with Chase Elliott. So for the team, they've got to be extra sharp, especially spotter Eddie DeHunt, who will be looking from on high to make sure he guides him safely throughout the race. It's the red and black car today, and for you fans, pay attention to the 9. Now let's head over to Georgia's own Rutledge Wood.
Thanks, Dave. There is a ton of history in this track. It's going to look totally different the next time we're here. This repave happened in the summer of '97. That means 25 years later, we've had 39 Cup races here at this track. There have been champions crowned. It is unbelievable to think of how many races from trucks, Xfinity, Legends cars, Bandoleros, all the ones that have happened. There's a lot of pride on the line today, guys, to get that last win on this asphalt.
Thanks, Rut. And speaking of that asphalt, Steve, let's talk a little bit about the numbers and the race breakdown here. The last time they'll run in this configuration.
Yeah, the oldest asphalt surface on the NASCAR series, a little over 1.5 miles, 24 degrees of banking, wide corners. They're going to run from the bottom all the way to the top, especially down in 1 and 2, 55 feet wide. They'll use every foot of it. When you look at it, 1997, Rick, And it looks that way. You go out on the racetrack and the surface is just worn out. It makes it for great racing. 260 laps, 80 lap stage 1, 80 lap stage 2, 100 lap final stage. And this is the thing. They could go 55 to 60 on fuel. Put a line through that, Rick. You're going to want Goodyear tires well before you need Sunoco fuel.
All right, the 19 of Mark Truex Jr. has fallen back from his starting position. He was supposed to start 5th, but will now start at the back of the field after failing inspection twice earlier today. And they're 2 by 2 getting ready for the start of this one, Steve. And you mentioned everywhere on the racetrack. This is a racetrack that right now is wide, 55 feet. You mentioned it's going to be narrowed to 40. But as we saw earlier on the pre-race show, there's still a lot of room to move around, even at that.
Oh, there's a ton of room, and guys are going to use every bit of it. The other thing is this has always been a 500-mile race. We haven't seen a 400-mile race in Atlanta for decades. I think that's going to increase the intensity. And if that doesn't do it, the weather will. Weather in the area, we had a shower earlier. You see right here, weather's kind of creeping up. It's not imminent. It's kind of just scattering all around. But if you know the Atlanta area in the summer, a thunder shower could pop up. That could be there at any time. So I think these drivers have to go right away.
Let's listen into the 4 radio.
I know how much this place means to you. It means a lot to us because of you, so go out there and finish it off. Yeah, 4, man. Have some fun today. Good luck. Have a good day in there in the pits, boys.
Kevin Harvick's first Cup win came right here at Atlanta. And now it's Georgia's own Chase Elliott that is leading the field to the green flag here with Kyle Busch on his outside. That inside line will be the preferred line on not only the start but restarts today too. Racing in Atlanta, Georgia. Great start. Chase Elliott rockets out to the lead. Christopher Bell in the 20 on the outside of teammate. And the 11, Denny Hamlin. Three wide entering turn 3 on this first lap.
Kyle Larson jumped up there and made it 3 wide on the outside. Joe Logano filled that hole.
Tyler Reddick in the 8 on the inside. Now that 20 of Christopher Bell still trying to use that outside line. And here comes the 5 of Kyle Larson.
That outside line in 1 and 2 will be a very popular place, but normally as the tires age on these brand new tires, it seems like you can make the best time right where the 9 is. Chase Elliott, that lead car, it's going to take me a few laps, as Dave pointed out. Red and black, new colors for the 9. The 18 of Kyle Busch, yesterday's winner, right in tow.
Making up some ground here is the 8 of Tyler Reddick, but there the momentum comes into play for Denny Hamlin and the 11.
Christopher Bell to the inside of the 8 car down the back straightaway, using the momentum from the top. Looking at the racetrack, it looks like it still has a pretty good amount of rubber on it from yesterday's race in the Xfinity Series. These guys using the whole racetrack. Marty.
Boy, Junior, just get the feel that Atlanta's Tyler Reddick's kind of racetrack. You can go top, bottom, wherever you want to run here. But before they came to the green, he reported a problem to the team. Listen on the radio.
The cool shirt is working. It was working, but whatever is connected to the driver fan, something's making a bunch of noise. It sounds like it's burning up, and I smell it burning up. So I turned it off.
He also said that the driver air hose to the helmet is not working either. So, Junior, before you're coming to the green flag, is that something that would worry you? A little bit cloudy, a little bit cooler today. I'm sure that will help.
Yeah, it's never good. It's not going to be a comfortable day without helmet, without air moving in the helmet, but it's going to happen. You want it to be on a day when it's not too hot. It is a little humid out there. As long as that sun stays behind the clouds, though, doesn't heat up the interior of that car too much, he should be okay. It's just going to be a little more work. He's been working really hard outside the race car to stay in better shape. So that's going to pay off for him.
He's also working really hard in the car. He and Matty D with a big battle. Now Reddick on the outside trying to make it 3 wide. Larson on the bottom. Really going to get pulled back. Look at that run Reddick got on the outside. Big aggressive move. I tell you one thing that worries me about both the cool vest and the helmet blower going out, Steve, is that a bigger problem from an electrical standpoint? I mean, those are 2 separate units, and both of them going out. That concerns me that they might have a bigger issue.
We've worked together too long, Jeff, because you were reading my mind. I was thinking, I don't know, like 2 electrical things both going out at the same time. We're going to hope for this team that maybe they're on the same electrical circuit, Rick, and there's something to do with the fuse, because to Jeff's point, you know, there are other things much more vital for the car's performance that, unfortunately for the driver, he can run without a little cool suit, but the car itself is going to have to stay cool.
We'll keep our eye on that. 84 degrees currently the outside temperature as he tries to make the move now on Christopher Bell.
There you see Martin Truex Jr. working his way from the back of the field. Already gotten by Kevin Harvick, who's struggling out of the gate here at a track that we know he's very good at. He's still trying to find the pace in that 4 car.
Harvick started 21st, down to 28th right now.
Yeah, it's just, you expect them to move a little, you know, forward into the top 20, but to fall further back is something that you just don't ever see from this team.
And the opposite of that, as you guys mentioned, Martin Truex Jr. up to 25th already after starting in the back.
And we talk a lot about Kevin Harvick because of his success and how important this race is to probably measure where the 4 car is. But Jeff, you've been very vocal about your disappointment with the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. through the summer as well. And I just feel at some point I have to see something out of this 19 car for me to have a lot of confidence heading into the playoffs. And with road courses coming up and Daytona Super Speedway, there's just not a lot of what I'll call standard playoff type racetracks.
Yeah, we're accustomed to see him just absolutely flying through the field when they start in the back. And he's made ground up, but not like they do when they're at their best. And they just haven't shown it over the last few months.
Yeah, look at how hard it is for him to find out how to get the car to the bottom of the racetrack. He missed the bottom of the track, meaning that the car really has a lot more grip when you can get the left front tire on that little green stripe right next to the apron. There's a lot more grip there, so you want to connect the tire to that, unless you do run this high line that he's running now. But when you run that bottom, if you come off of that apron, you really lose. It's 2 to 3 tenths a lap when you do that. Marty, what you got on the 4 car?
Well, yeah, I think you guys are right. We don't expect to see Kevin Harvick drop 8 spots almost immediately back to 27. But when I talked to Kevin pre-race, he said, I'm going to be committed to the bottom. In fact, it's kind of become a verb here at Atlanta. It's called Harvicking. You run the very bottom of the racetrack. He said, I'm going to be committed to it. You have to stay disciplined to run it, but you won't see me off the bottom the entire day. And there he is right on that green line. He said, I'm going to paint that all day long. It may not be pretty early in the race, but I know the longer this race goes, it's worked for me in the past. I'm hoping it works today. But Junior, you can talk about that discipline it takes to run on the very bottom of the racetrack while everybody else is 4 and 5 lanes up high.
Yeah, that's why I loved running the top, because it didn't take much discipline to run up there. You can just sail it off to the top and run right against the fence, and the fence creates a little bit of a cushion, a side force coming off of the car, that air, and it gives you a little bit more grip in the rear, in the side of the car. And so you see the 18 car using that to his advantage, creating a lot of speed up there. Plus, you're in the gas earlier than the guy on the bottom. The guy on the bottom is feathering the gas, trying to get it wide open, having trouble doing it. You on the top are to the gas, and you beat him off the corner and then down the next straightaway. When it works, it is so much fun.
Couple options here then, as the low line is being covered by Chase Elliott. The high line, the 18 of Kyle Busch. Can he get the lead here as he slides by on the outside?
Chase thought about blocking and then said, no, better not. Just too much pace.
Yeah, when that car off the top has that much momentum and you pull up in front of him, that's a green light to get run over and turned into the wall. So you don't want to do that, and he did. He gave him a little bit of room to be able to keep that momentum that he worked hard to create on the top, down the back straightaway.
And watch this, Kyle Busch has been really fast in 1 and 2 on the top because of the speed on the exit. Look at all of that speed he's got. Chase Elliott can do nothing about it this time. Just nothing to do but to let him go. Down in 3 and 4, Kyle immediately to the bottom of the racetrack because Chase was better than he was on the bottom in 3 and 4. Kyle better 1 and 2 on the top.
Kyle Busch out front now. Chase Elliott falls back to second. And caution coming at 25.